All right, the full video for 25.1 for CrossFit Garage and anybody else who's just a normal human that wants to do well at this. Again, guys, if you're a member here at the gym, just come like normal. If you're not really doing the open, there's about 40 of us that are actually doing the intramural open, and we're gonna do this competition at 6 p.m. on Friday and 9 a.m. on Saturday, and this is 25.1. So the workout itself, let me pull it up right here, is you're gonna do 3 lateral burpees over the bar and 3 dumbbell hang clean to overhead, and then you're gonna increase that every round by 3. And then a 30-foot walking lunge, so 15 feet, there and back. So we'll have this set up from the rig out to the wall, and you can do your thing. If you need more space, that's okay, you can adjust. We have enough space, we can go long or short-wise, it's totally fine. The weight is 50 pounds for the guys, 35 pounds for the girls. And here is what I personally would do, and I would suggest for all us mere humans to do. You can hear the printing in the background. That is my scorecard. It looks like it's actually printing both sides for some reason. Ah, nuts, it's printing everything. Oops. Had to fix that right there. I'm trying to print out all the scorecards. This is the scorecard. You'll see this at the gym. Let's see if I can blow this up. Do I make it bigger? Scroll. There we go. So this maybe makes it a little bit more sense. So round 1, 3 burpees and 3 dumbbell hang clean to overhead, and then the lunges, and then you up it by 6, and then 9, then 12, and so forth. For all of us mere mortals, we're really just gonna get to this 15. That's probably all we're gonna do. The guys that did it in the showcase announcement workout got to 30. None of us are probably gonna get there. Not probably, we're not gonna get there. This is what I'm gonna do in this workout. Slow and easy, because if you bust it out of the gate going fast, you're just gonna die later on. Another problem that most people have is they just don't breathe while they do this. Another one is our arms are not as big as our legs, but yet most of y'all are gonna wanna press. Use your legs as much as possible. In the burpee, use your legs to pivot more, to stand more than you are pushing, right? You may even take your arms and put them out wide or put them narrow to give a different feel for your shoulders. And then when you do the hang clean, you could make it look sort of like a kettlebell swing, get it up to your shoulders, and then jerk, dip, drive down so that you use more legs. This year, they said you don't have to switch your arms as you do the reps, so you could do 3 on one side, then go to the next thing, and then maybe do 6 on one side. I don't know if I would do that. I probably will take the time to adjust my hand grip just so I know that my arms are the weakest part of me. If I can keep them fresh or fresher, then I'll be able to basically work out for a very long time. So I'm gonna find a higher rate of exertion that I can keep for that 15 minutes, but I'm not gonna redline and I'm gonna try not to slow down. When you do the walking lunge, you're gonna wanna rest. So you're gonna take a deep breath. You don't wanna mess this up. You can see right here where she is standing to full height. You wanna do that. You wanna get over the line, start behind it and finish over it and then go back the other way. You don't wanna mess this up and have to redo the whole thing. You gotta do it 15-foot segments if you do mess up. So you can see like no crab walks or duck walks or any of that stuff. Another one is you cannot lift the dumbbell with both hands. I mean, that's normal, but I think sometimes in the transition as the dumbbell is coming down, some of you guys may hold on to it for a little too long. Just don't do your kettlebell swing or the hip drive with both hands on. So as it's coming down from the air, swap it out and then use that to drive through. Maybe I'll do it like 2 at a time. At 50 pounds, it's pretty significantly heavy for me. I can kettlebell swing that and then push jerk it, but trying to press that is just not gonna work for me. You're also gonna probably think, or not think, you're just going to hold your breath while you do some of this. Don't hold your breath. You need to be breathing. It's 15 minutes. Most of us are gonna get have a hard time breathing, and the way to fix that is just be intentionally breathing the whole time. Other bit when you're doing the lunges is to swing your arms and get them loose. I think for me and for most of us, the kryptonite in all this is going to be what can our arms really keep up with in this drive or this push off the ground. So you really want to minimize the work that your arms are doing and push more of the weight and the momentum to your legs. There's a lot of tips and drills on how to do that. The biggest one is swing with your hips and dip drive. And then when you're on the burpees, maybe even start them off, not a slow burpee, but that burpee where you step into it on the way up rather than popping in and pushing with your arms. You want to relax your arms as much as possible. Okay. So if you're doing this as a competition, you want to grab a judge. You don't have to, but you should. Grab a judge and then have them count your reps for you or do the scorecard. If I'm there, I'm happy to do it. I can probably do 2 or 3 of you at one time because it's just not that hard. And none of us are really going to win, but we don't want to cheat this. You want to use your honor and stay true to the movements and to your fitness. So it's a lot of fun. Our score for the Intramural Open is not the actual score you get. It's just showing up and doing, right? So you get points for showing up and doing, not, well, I guess some of us will get a point for a score, but that's not the intended, like, hey, let's put a glory all over the score. It's just that we're all together doing the thing. Okay, so other things that I would do on this, let me look through the notes real quick here. If the weight is challenging, again, use your hips. If your arms are small like mine, use your hips and legs. You notice right here where she is jumping over the dumbbell. So 1, don't go that high. And 2, it's as long as both feet are off the ground, you're good to go. So I would probably do a hop shuffle. Actually, let me double check that you can do it. Yeah, so it says a 2-foot landing or takeoff is not required. So I would actually do like a stutter step to get over it, but you do have to be in the air with both feet off the ground. So I think that's key. So this right here is a little bit harder to do. I would do the hop step. So 1 foot up as it's coming down, the other foot's coming up. You can see this guy right here. He is trying to step over. You can't do that. And you can't jump in front of it. You got to look down and kind of make sure you're in the right place. Maybe even put some chalk down so you know where your hands have to go. So when you pop up, you can jump across the dumbbell. But that means you have to put the dumbbell in the right place as well. The push jerk or the hang clean and jerk, the range of movement is the dumbbell has to come down below your hips, and then it has to end at your shoulders and then punch to the air. So there's 2 places. You can't do it all in one movement. It is not a snatch. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you're going to go to class tomorrow and just warm up and stretch and all that and practice, what I would practice is the 2 styles of burpees. Hey, I'm super tired and I'm just doing the other burpee, which is not a fast up down, but I'm using that step into it. So how can I keep moving? Can I breathe through this? Don't hold your breath. The other one I would do is practice the transition. So maybe do 3 and see how that feels with just one arm. And then also practice transitioning the dumbbell out on the way down. Use a lot of hip and a lot of dip drive for the jerk. You must stand all the way up as well. Those are the things I would practice. Get used to the weight. I think everyone could do at least some of it RX. So if I couldn't do this RX, here's what I would do. It starts off with 3 lateral burpees. Every single person here can do a lateral burpee over a dumbbell. So what I would do is log at a very minimum, I did 3 lateral burpees RX, because every RX score, no matter the score, even if you only did 1, is above the best scaled score. So don't scale it, just do it. Well, you can scale it, but what I would do is log 3 lateral burpees if I can't do the weight, and then I would switch to scale after that. And what I would log is 3 lateral burpees, but then I'd go ahead and work out and see what I could score. Now, knowing that I can do a 50-pound dumbbell, but it's at the kind of the edges of my success and failure, that's gonna be a harder movement, but I'm gonna push through it because it's the open and we do these sort of things. Now, if it was pistols, I totally wouldn't do it. I would just be out. I'd get to the pistols and then stop and then do something totally different. I don't want to wreck my knees any more than I have in mountain biking races, but the dumbbell movement and the burpees and the lunges, no problem. I can do this whole thing RX. I don't expect to get very far in it. I was watching the big guys do it. At the 5-minute mark, I think they were at 15. I think maybe I could get in front of 15, but you just have to put your head down and keep pushing and remember to breathe. All right, those are my notes for you. Y'all have fun.